Need to move my camera. Oh, which camera is it? This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Angle a little better. Okay, we are live here. Give me 1 second here. Let me get this set up.
You're not very prepared, Kyle.
Well, I was getting that.
Is this? It's not muted now.
No.
Okay.
It's muted. Okay, so here, let me see here. Let's see. Chain a little bit. We are doing that. Yeah, so.
It's our first live show. Where's it picking up at?
I'll check here in a second.
Oh, there we go. Wait.
What did I do with the other mics? I just had them.
Are they on the? Maybe we should end the stream.
Well,
and do a test.
That's the big reason for doing it. So, give me let me actually get on my channel here and see if it's working. So.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the main reason for this. Yeah, so hold on.
Echo, test. Echo, test. Okay, that's picking up fine.
Okay, so yeah, we are. Looks like it's coming out good.
Let's do more so it's centered.
Yeah, so okay.
Okay.
What the devil would I do with those damn?
What the devil indeed, sir?
What the devil would I do with them mics?
Well, we got this one. We're fine.
Well, no, for the because let's say we were doing a live one in a record. Here they are.
You can't record off of what we're going here?
No, not for the podcast. Yeah, so that's the main reason for doing this, because we're doing the live stream and doing the podcast on two different ones. So
let's see.
Okay.
There's no one here.
Okay, so test. Okay, here you go.
With my little Bob Marker mic.
Yeah.
Roddy, tell them what they've won.
Okay.
A brand new car.
Okay, so let us play the intro here. So
now,
Silver Sea and the Sea of Serpents lies the land of Deltora.
we got to make a new one.
I do gotta make a new one.
We have a brand new quest to do.
In the south of Deltora lies the capital city of Del. Within the city, the magical artifact that protects the land lies. The belt of Deltora holds each gem placed around the waist of Deltora's king. The shadows creep from the north and invade the land. The belt is broken. The gems are lost. The king beaten.
Bum ba bum.
Come on and follow the quest of Lee, Carter, and Jack as they save Deltora. With your host, Darren the Monster Lover.
Now,
this is the pod of Deltora.
I don't think anybody's going to join this.
it's fine. This is more just for fun.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome. We're also doing a recording for this for the podcast, the Pod of Deltora. The only podcast to our knowledge of
about Deltora
Quest.
Yes.
And this is a special one because this is our 9th episode.
Yes.
It's either 9th or 10th. I think it may be our 10th.
10th. It's our 10th episode. Because we had 2 for the first book and then 2 for the last book.
Okay, so.
And then, what?
So 1, 2. Okay, so we had 2 for the Force of Silence, Lake of Tears, City of Rats, Shifting Sands, Dread Mountain, Maze of the Beast,
Slug Hole.
15 minutes of Deltora.
Yeah.
So this is episode 12.
Math is hard.
So I am Theron the Monster Lover and my hateful co-host.
Hateful. My hair is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's it. We just to let everybody know, we are actually at a hotel right now, lobbying for our union.
Yes, UFCW, the local 400.
Yes, and if anybody who listens, you'll hear a little bit more of our union talks during the.
We're gonna start a union podcast.
Yeah, so more in
which will be more serious, and
they want to hear they want to hear about the union for Gallic.
yeah, Dread Mountain United,
not United Gnomes against Gallic.
Yeah.
So, like, this is a huge overview on everything about like the whole series itself. What like you wanted to see, what you wish you could see, hopes, dreams, stuff we missed through like other stuff. Like this is an overview where we can just geek out about everything now, of like the whole first quest.
I don't know. We've talked about it kind of.
We've talked a lot of different stuff with it, but like for a good overview of like there's a lot of stuff you talked about what you wanted to see, like
Yes,
because you've been geeking out of how you wanted to see like Barda be like the
Yeah, well, that it would, and we talked about this on the last episode, and we were talking about it earlier. It would have been such a twist. I mean, it would have come out of absolutely nowhere, but it would have been so satisfying because it would have worked.
Uh-huh.
You know his mom worked in the palace.
Yeah.
You don't know who his dad is, so seriously, they could have done that if like Barda touches the belt, something like that, and there's a big reaction, and then everybody's like,
Yeah.
Is Barda the heir? And I was like, Barda, who's your dad? I don't know. My mother never told me. And then it comes out that he's Endon's. He would end up being like Endon's older half brother.
Yeah.
That Endon's dad, the king, had a liaison with Barda's mom. Now I can see why I shouldn't put that in there because it is more of a kid's book, and that just would like.
If it was a darker, maybe.
Oh, that would be so good. I mean, as it is, I'm completely satisfied with the ending we got, and at least the air and all that stuff. But man, Barda being in the air, I would have just been like, for days, I would have been like, what? What are you kidding me? Oh my God. Oh my God. But it works, and I love it.
So, like one of the biggest things that I thought, especially for our union side and all that, of just like the jokes about like the Gallic Union, of just like the gnomes.
United Gnomes Local 5.
No, Local 7.
They're in the 5th book, though.
Well, I know, but no, 7 dwarves, like 7 gnomes.
Yeah, these are dwarves. These are gnomes. These are dread gnomes.
Yeah, the Local 5. And just can you just imagine? Like Gallic's having to go back to the showers and Master, they're wanting to unionize. What do you mean they want to unionize? Well, apparently, like I'm not doing a good job running them. I'm killing them on a daily basis because they're not feeding me. It's like, well, maybe have you thought about maybe you should stop doing that? Well,
the Shadow Lord's evil, but he's not union busting evil. Have you listened to their demands?
Have you thought about actually like just listening to what they do? Maybe you thought of maybe like not killing them for.
You can just imagine the Shadow Lord, like, and Greg Guard knocks on the door and is like, "Sir, there's someone here to see you." Who is it? It's a representative from the United Dread Gnomes Local 5.
Like what?
And it just cuts to at a table. The gnome representative is on one side. The Shadow Lord is just this billowy, vaguely humanoid shape, wearing a pair of glasses, going over paperwork. And like, how about 3 sick days? They hash out a contract.
And we won't kill you. Maybe once a blue moon. 4 deaths. It's like that.
Sir, what are we going to do about Gallic? Let Gallic thinks he's still in charge. All of the gnomes that Gallic kills, just If they go through a trapdoor or something, and like, okay, your name is
Actually,
Hardest now.
the
and
funny thing is,
put this beard on.
they actually did a skit on that on Robot Chicken, where
Oh yeah, the Star Wars. Yeah,
because the whole thing was
Everybody-
like they pretend Vader is like just do it. It's
Yeah.
like here, like well, change your name, but you, like shoot, so and so has been killed 7 times. But through it all, like it was a really solid adventure, and I like always enjoy going back through it. Like you could like I could start at any of these books and like really just get entrenced.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the things I don't know if we've touched on too much about the books, but like you could come into that series at any book except maybe the last one. Well, I don't know. Even you probably could come in at the last book, and you immediately relate to the characters. You get immediately drawn in and invested in the storyline. And even if you came in at the very last book and read the last book, if I'd have done that, I'd been like, I need to know what led up to this. I need more. It it compels you to
invest
to know more.
into more, and that was like the biggest thing because I started on book 3, like when I first got it, and because like the books were so cheap back then. I think the book itself was maybe like $5.99.
Well, see, and when they came out, I probably looked at it because I was heavy into fantasy, I always have been, but I was starting to like I'm more mature now, so I probably looked at it and was like, "What is this with dragons?" And just didn't pay it no mind as a a 17-year-old man of the world. It was like putting away his childish things. But I regret not reading. I really, really did.
What was let's say going on book 1? What was some of the things you wish that like she did a little differently?
In book 1?
Yeah. Not the prologue because the prologue is pretty solid.
Well, and it's necessary. It really is. I don't know off the top of my head. I can't remember if I complained about anything in particular in the first 2
There wasn't
episodes.
much. Like the only thing that you really did complain about was Barda.
Yeah, he's a little. It
Barda
takes him a
and-
little bit to like come around.
Barda
to the
and
fact
Leaf, you complained a lot about in the first few books.
Well, because they're so naive. It's like, especially in the second book, when you're going into Fegan's territory, you know you shouldn't trust anything you see, and they immediately are like, "Look at this house. Let's go in there. They'll feed us." It's like, no. Everything here is bad. Everything here is trying to kill you. Assume that everything is trying to kill you, and it takes them a long time for this.
Oh my god, it didn't record. We'll record later.
I'll rewind it all.
Yeah, so.
No, this is funny.
Yeah, this is
I
fun.
guess I don't need to hold my Bob Marker mic.
Yeah, so.
Um,
I'll just turn it off. Just. Yeah, so I just look over.
you didn't hit record.
I did.
You buffoon.
So it's.
Should we just stop?
No, let's just keep going. We'll do the live show and stuff, and I'll post it like on Facebook and stuff.
Okay.
I'd say we'll post it on the Deltora fan pages and stuff like that, and try to.
You have a page. You have a YouTube.
Yeah. That's the
Okay.
thing. That's why I'm doing it, like for because I also do this for Kaiju Review for You. This is like the Real Color Productions YouTube page for everything. And one of the I'd say it was probably around like even book 2 like is solid. There's not much.
Oh no. I mean, it's other than their naivete, which when you think about it, is kind of
It makes sense because they don't know about the outside world because it's like
Leaf's never left down. Barda presumably has never left Dell. If he did, he hasn't.
Like he spent most of his time like just hearing what people like. Presumably the only one who really. Go ahead. Did you turn the mic off?
What's the special?
Yeah, just go ahead and turn it off.
You fool! You foolish fool!
Yeah, because the only person who really kind of knows what's going on was Endon. Because it was more of like what he heard from people's journeys. Because there were still people that traveled through Dell.
Well, yeah.
And Barda would
stories are one thing, experiences another.
And also from like everybody thought Barda was just a beggar. so they could just talk whatever, like
Yeah.
So like there was information gathered, and he knew some stuff, but it was very limited, especially depending on where they went, because a lot of people didn't go into Thegan's territory, so that whole thing is just basically just dead end.
Yeah, but and this is another just thing with Barda, where he was kind of gruff and unlikable at first, is because he would not listen to Jasmine. Because you've got Jasmine going like, "Listen, idiots, we're not going to Thegan's territory. Why? Because she'll kill us and my bird in particular. Well, let's just go ahead and go and see." I was like, he finally does come around, and
it doesn't until book 4.
Yeah, to me, that's when Barda. I really started liking Barda. Is when he would start to change, because it's like I like that. That's character growth. That is what is missing in a lot of stories. Is Barda's this gruff, mean, kind of callousy guy.
Because like he's been through it all.
But then he really does change, because his life experiences make him change. He's willing to change. He's willing to go like, you know what? This crazy cheery girl is actually right about almost everything. And I should listen to her.
Yeah, after maybe the third time I've died, maybe I need to start listening to this. Because, okay, so book 1, we have Jasmine has saved him twice.
Yeah.
Barda's died once.
Yeah, no, it's like he didn't almost die. Barda died. Barda was dead.
Barda died once, and Lee fucked up twice.
Cotto, words. This is the pod of Deltora. It's supposed to be PG rated. You just got us up to R with your F word.
Well, we are 16 minutes in, so we won't get demonetized. So, even though we're making no money at this at all,
we're trying to run a clean podcast.
Yeah,
I've slipped up a couple times.
That's probably the first time I've slipped up.
Yeah, I think it is the first time you slipped up. We're trying to not use curse words, but I use curse words so much. They're so much fun.
Yeah. As Stan Lee would say, but that's for another.
So I have to click my brain into
daddy mode.
Daddy mode. No.
For your kids.
Oh no. I cuss around my kids all the time.
Okay.
Because that's that one TikTok forever ago that I saw that was like, so he was going, what do you use around your kids instead of the F word? And somebody was like, I use the F word. That's why I don't say freak or shoot. I just use the F word. And my daughter has no desire to curse at all whatsoever. My son, he wants to. But one of the things I've explained to them, and they've seemed very receptive of it, is like using curse words is an adult thing. It's something that adults get to do. You're too young. Just like adults go to work and have jobs. Adults get to drive cars. Adults get to use curse words. When you're older, you can use them all you want. I don't care. But, and they're just like, oh, okay. It's just a grown-up thing. But no, I have to switch my brain into talking to my dad mode, because I do not say curse words around my father whatsoever, ever. I've heard him cuss accidentally like 3 times in my life while he was working on a car or something. And so when I'm talking to my dad, my brain switches to this mode where I don't use curse words, and that's what I need to do for the podcast. Which we'll probably have to do for the union one to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah, so what's until we end up getting to... say something, Seth.
Something.
Yeah, so what's until... okay, we're good. I was testing this out. Because like in book 2... Let's see. In book 2, Leaf doesn't really screw up until we get about to the Jin and Jod.
Well, he doesn't really screw up at all, though.
He kind of learns.
I mean, him and Barda kind of decide we're going into Thegan's territory anyways, and that's dumb. But Leaf is able to pass that first test, with the bird guy at the bridge.
Thanks to the topaz.
Thanks to the topaz. He's able to figure out how to get out of Jen and John's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because the topaz once again.
Yeah.
MVP of every.
Yes, it is.
If it's not like this thing, like MVP of these whole series is the ruby and the topaz.
And then the most useless one is the lapis lazuli, which I think gets touched twice.
Yeah.
But I mean, but the thing is, it's another thing of why did they go into Thegan's territory when they knew they shouldn't have? Well, because there wouldn't have been a story in book 2.
And also at the same time, they have to go through it to kind of get
why
to.
didn't the Eagles fly the ring to Mount Doom? Because there wouldn't have been a story if they did, So I can see why. You could just chalk it up to like the character's not here to take. So it's not completely
But
like
also if they
out of
didn't,
nowhere
they would.
stupidity.
Also, if they didn't, they wouldn't have got the Manus.
No,
Manus. Because if it wasn't for Manus,
the Raylad man.
yeah, the Raylads, they probably wouldn't have gotten to the Lake of Tears.
No. Yeah.
Because I think, especially with it, because they led them to the Lake of Tears, and if it wasn't for Manus playing this flute and stuff, that
to lure Saldine,
yeah, Saldine and stuff, it made the difference, especially because the MVP gem also helped Saldine regain his humanity back, because he was the king, the leader of his people
of Nor, yeah,
and it all got turned into the lake. But also because as we stated in the podcast and stuff, because Thegan has been was in charge for a century.
Oh yeah, and that's, I think, the second book is when you start to find out things have been bad in Deltora for a long time. It wasn't just the past 16 years that have been terrible. The king has been, or queen has been, so detached from what's the goings on of Deltora that everything was okay in Del and everything was probably okay in Tora, but the rest of the kingdom far from okay.
Also kind of begs into the question: do you think the Raylads attempted to try to go to the king?
Oh yeah, well, of course I think they did, and
that's something I wish they would have brought up again.
I would think that the Raylads did, that the Plains people did, that the Taurens probably did. Yeah, because the Taurens had that box of messages from the king. The Jailus, I don't think did. I think the Jailus was we'll solve our own problems. We are the Jailus.
We will die.
Yeah.
And because that's I think that's another thing that should I wish they kind of brought
the
up.
Dreadnoughts probably did. They
because that's I wish there was something they would have brought that up a little bit more, of the writing to the king for help, and leave realizing that nothing was done for so long.
Well, but you do realize that.
Yeah, because they went all the way to
Tora. We went to Tora.
Yeah, they went to Tora.
Take me to Tora.
Take me to Tora. Here we go to Tora. To Tora we shall go.
One day we'll have T-shirts. Will you take me to Tora?
That's a good chunk of this. We will eventually be getting merchandise for. We will do take me to Tora. We will do the United Gnomes local spy.
Yes.
We'll do a Barda the Bear. The main one will be Barda, because I tried to get Heath to watch the anime today, but Heath passed out during.
Well, it's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
I didn't get to sleep. I didn't sleep well last night.
So so we got through the first book, which is maybe the first
three or four episodes.
4 episodes.
Yeah, and I was in and out of consciousness.
Yeah, so.
But what I saw was really good.
Yeah, so. Yeah, just it's a bear with Barda's outfit. And then when we get to, because I wish they would have done a little bit more of showing more of the writings from how each tribe. But also I don't think they could have been able to. Especially because especially the Raylads would have been able to.
No,
because especially
I think it would have detracted from the story a bit, because they free Manus and they go to the Raylads underground dwellings, and they stay with the Ray lads after the curse Thegan put on them is broken, and everything. And I think it just would have been an odd insertion if they just was like,
why didn't you go to the king for help or anything like that?
yeah,
Just
and
like
then the Ray lads are like, they can't talk. Here's this box of replies, and it would have just. I can see why she didn't. I think it would have just been an odd little bit in there.
Mhm.
But I mean, you I think you get enough of a feel of the king's detachment from what's going
especially
on in
if just
Deltora, from the
Thegan is
fact
there.
that because they do mention that Thegan's been there for like 100 years, and then Leaf is like, but the Shadow Lord only took over 16 years ago, and Bard is like, yeah, that's how bad it's been, and then when they, especially when they go to when they go to Tora, and it's that box of dozens of correspondences from the king, from the desk of Prandine. The king can't come to see you right now. Sorry. Going back to Aiden's great granddaughter or something.
And then because then we get to especially when we get to the plains and Tom Shop.
Everything for the traveler.
Yes. You're gonna be excited when Tom Shop shows up in the episodes.
Oh, in the anime.
Oh yeah, he's a character. He's fun. Because even to show more of the detachment, especially for Hera and Norads. Like another example.
Oh, that's another thing. When you see Norads, and you're like, Norads has been doing their whole thing just by themselves for a long time, centuries probably.
And that's just like another plan of the Shadow Lord that's been that's
the Rakachas.
He has to be so extra, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. I love the Shadow. I love extra villains like that. like in Star Trek with Khan. It's not enough. Khan doesn't just want to kill Kirk. He wants to make him pay. Leave him buried alive on a dead planet. It's like, just kill him, Khan. No, I must be extra.
No, he must pay.
And because it's like the Shadow Lord, was able to break the belt of Deltora and scatter the gems. And if you were if you had an ounce of common sense, you would go, if these gems ever get reunited, I'm in trouble. What's the best place to put these gems that no one will ever find them? I know. I'll throw them in the ocean. What does he do?
Well, then
every gem must stay in its territory. Is that necessary? No, but it's extra. 2, they must be given under the protection of some grandiose guardian. Is it necessary? No, but we're going to do it.
Well, because that even breaks to the because we talked about it in the I think it was either the 7th book or the 8th book that the gems themselves kind of have a little bit of a power and mind of their own.
Somewhat, but seriously,
that they kind of trick the Akbab. It's like, this is where I want to be gone. Throw me here.
Yeah.
Because really the only true villains that are natural villains under the Shadow Lord are Saldane against his will, but he doesn't even know what he's guarding.
No, he's just like, this pretty thing doesn't make me so sad.
Under this pretty statue, Rhea, the snake, Gallic, and the Guardian. So three actual villains who know what they're doing and what they're guarding.
Yeah.
And then when you get even Rhea's been there for who knows how long.
Oh yeah, because she's probably centuries old too.
Because she was she had to be there,
because the Ratcatchars were feeding her rats
at Hera. So I think she
before No Radzir was even founded.
So she may have been there like right during like when the rats became a problem, especially when they started getting bred, because they were being bred specifically to feed her.
And you know, I didn't think about this before, but like she's centuries years old, and um, she I don't think she was intended as a guardian of a stone. She was intended as a guardian of the thing that's underneath here. The
Crap, the Great Tide.
yes, she was intended to guard that.
It's a good possibility.
And then I think he was like, "Well, she's already guarding the Great Tide. Here's a ruby,
Yeah, here's an opal.
or an opal, yeah." Yeah, because she would, yeah, they got the ruby from Soul Bean. But yeah, no, she was there to guard the Great Tide, and then he was just like, "Yeah, here's this." But she probably, I doubt she even knew she was guarding the Great Tide. You know, probably just given vague instructions from the Shadow Lord of if anybody comes in this city, you are to eat them. Why? Because I said so. I'll take this opal and shut up.
Put it in a crown. You know what? Here, let me make you a crown. Make you like at least make you feel like queenly here. Because I'm pretty sure it was a girl.
Oh, it was a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rhea was a female snake. What are you doing?
Multitasking. Because even after, because as I say, that's actually a really good theory. I do like that idea of like, because I'd say, because even Rhea was very powerful. Because if it was not for Jasmine like pulling that sneak attack,
And see, that's the the first two books. You know, I can dislike some behavior, but I can chalk it up. It makes sense. I'm not too angry at it.
it ended abruptly.
The third book, that's the first time I was like, I had a problem with something. Like an actual problem with something. Because it just, I'm out of nowhere. Like, you get this big giant snake, and this, you know, there's rubble and the buildings falling down, and there's, you know, you've got the water beads, and you're like, oh, he can use those and throw them inside of her, and that'll grab the moisture from her body and kind of explode her. And then out of nowhere, Jasmine just swings down like Tarzan with a sword.
Because Leaf gets knocked out, Barda gets beat up again.
Again, yeah. For the second time, he almost dies.
Did they use the?
We had the fire beads and the water.
No, I'm not talking about that. Because I'm trying to think. Did they use any of the Lily on
Barda then? Maybe?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. No, they didn't. I think they just got with poison, but he's got the ruby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I so much wanted
a little bit more action.
It could have been abrupt, but it needed to make sense to me because
you had to re-listen to it, just like what?
Yeah, because it was just like and it was just like it's over. The fight's over because I wanted to like. Rhea is kind of an over-the-top villain too, so it's not like she's just going to like grab Leaf and just she's going to like slowly. I'm going to eat you, you know, and then that's when he's like grabbing a water eater and chucks it in her mouth, and then because that thing just expands with a little bit of moisture.
Thank you, Tom.
And then she like blows up like like a. Throwing dynamite or something. But that's not what happened. She just, Jasmine's just like, hey, you guys. Comes down like Saw.
I'm going to turn it off.
And like, the second book ended very, very abruptly. But I loved it. Because, Thegan comes down to this big crack and, thunder and clouds. You're the one who did that. And then Kree...
You killed my children!
Yeah, Kree comes out of nowhere and pricks her finger. And that's her
one weak spot.
Weak spot at the end of her pinky finger where she, does her curses and stuff. And that's how she dies. And it's such a, like, Wicked Witch,
like a Wicked Witch way of dying.
Like this abrupt ending because of this hidden weakness that nobody knew about. It's very like grim